So back in 2015, there was this amazing new app that was going to change the online space forever. It was called Periscope. Remember Periscope? Today, live streaming on Facebook or Instagram is common, but back then it was novel. I wanted to build an online business, and all the marketing gurus said to broadcast daily on Periscope to build a following, which sounded easy enough, except for the fact that I despised public speaking and had avoided it for decades. So day one, I took my notes out to my garden to sit on a bench. My finger hovered over broadcast. I thought, can I do this? Don't think about it. Just press go. As I said hello, I saw the names of people joining, people from the US, Canada, France, Germany, India. My breathing felt like I had just ran up 3 flights of stairs and my brain seemed to levitate out of my body, but I forced myself to say something coherent before pressing stop. Day 2, I was hoping to feel more confident, but nope. Just writing down my bullet points, I started to hyperventilate. Day 3, third time's a charm, right? Wrong. Finally, I reached out to my video mentor to ask if this was normal. She said, "Don't worry, Linda, you'll be fine. It takes about 75 days to adjust." 75 days? That wasn't going to work. So I turned to my friend Google for help. Pretend your fear is excitement, as if I don't know the difference. Don't think of yourself, think of your audience. Now that is good advice, but hard to do when you feel like you're having a panic attack. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's my plan. But how long will I be able to keep it up? Every day I tried something new. Affirmations, meditation, power poses. You name it, I tried it. I knew if I just stuck with it, I'd get over the hump. And then came day 75. Finally, I'll graduate from speaking hell to speaking heaven. I press broadcast. But why is my heart still pounding? And that is when I discovered something that changed the course of my career. You can't put a Band-Aid on fear. The techniques I used helped me get through the experience, but if I want to get rid of the fear, it wouldn't be enough to just ignore it or push through it. I'd have to get to the root of it. There is nothing that gives you such instant credibility as standing on a stage or speaking to a camera. If you want people to follow you, hire you, buy from you, they want to see your face and feel your energy. Besides, you can't help people if they don't know you exist. You owe it to them as well as to yourself to be visible. And if on-camera personality wasn't your childhood dream, 2020 put you on camera. Not so ironically, I'm now a speaking confidence coach. And today I'm going to teach you what I learned the hard way, how you can not only survive public speaking, but thrive, how you can delight in the limelight, because life is too short for things that don't bring us joy. Speaking is our human design. If there's somewhere we don't feel comfortable speaking, let's find out why. Start by asking, what am I afraid of? It was on day 75 of Periscope that I first thought to ask the question. I closed my eyes to connect with what the fear felt like and asked, what is the fear trying to say? Immediately I thought, I'm going to be attacked. Attacked? Had I been attacked? A memory came to my mind. Mom yelling at my 2 older sisters, "Why can't you girls be more like Linda?" I was a good one in the family. I did my chores, I put my clothes away. Mom never had to ask me twice. But when she said that, my sisters charged, kicked me in the shins and said, "Shut up, stupid." After Mom left the room, of course. And then it hit me. I didn't feel comfortable speaking to an audience because there was a part of me that remembered the times it was dangerous to be the center of attention. If you have anxiety speaking in public, even a little bit, you might have a memory like this too. Were you pressured to perform, bullied or criticized, ignored? Or maybe you witnessed it happening to others. Sometime in the past, you concluded that it wasn't safe to be seen. But you didn't come into the world like that. Quite the opposite. Babies and children thrive on attention. Picture the toddler taking her first tentative steps, or the 5-year-old saying, look at me, as they do a terrible cartwheel for the 50th time. Parents know what I'm talking about. Chances are you were like that toddler. So what happened between then and now? What made you trade your free self-expression for caution? When did you decide it was safer to hide? I was working with my client Maria, who was and is a talented writer and editor for a global company. For years, her boss asked her to do a training webinar for the overseas division. But the second she got in front of more than 2 people, she was overwhelmed by fear, afraid she'd stumble over her words, even when she knew her content inside out. When we looked at the source of the fear, one memory was immediately evident. She attended a music conservatory as a teen, and one time she was chosen to get coached by an expert from the Boston Opera Company. There she was on stage with a coach and the accompanist, 200 students and faculty in the audience. The pianist began the introduction. Maria begins to sing. Immediately, the coach says, "Stop. Can you do that any better?" The pianist begins again. Maria opens her mouth, but after the same 3 words, "Stop. That second note is out of tune. Pay attention." A third time, the pianist begins, and this time, Maria gets through the first line before "Stop." Another note is out of tune, and that vibrato of yours, can you just get rid of it? This coach shredded Maria's performance phrase by phrase for half an hour. Maria walked off the stage, and she never went back. So no wonder why she didn't want to stand out on a webinar. And what do you think the students in the audience felt? Excited to be next in line? The good news is that once you uncover the fear, you can change it fast. It reminds me of an old Zen parable where 2 monks are traveling through a forest and they come across a rushing river. There on the bank is a woman carrying a basket of goods. She turns and asks if they'll carry her across. The 2 monks looked at one another. It was forbidden for them to touch a woman. But then, without a word, the older monk bent down and allowed the woman on his back. He carried her across, set her down, and they continued on their way. The old monk walked peacefully, but not the younger monk. He grew more and more agitated with each mile until he blurted out, "How could you have allowed that woman on your back? You know it's forbidden." The old monk calmly replied, "I put that woman down back at the river. Why are you still carrying her?" How nice it would be to be like that older monk, to let go of experiences in an instant. When I discovered I was carrying hurts from the past, I knew I needed to clear them away. I made a list of all the healing practices I loved and I tried them out. I envisioned my younger self and I spoke with her. I danced for release. I spent hours at night thinking of all the comments I've been holding on to, and I forgave everyone I could think of. Most importantly, I forgave myself. Something must have moved the needle because after a week, my racing heart vanished. And I heard myself saying how grateful I was to get to live stream because after a hectic day, I could just relax. I would never have expected that. Relax? In front of a camera? Once I had worked through the fear, I was done with it. A few months after my Periscope epiphany, my Women's World Music Group had a gig up in Vermont. And when the song came up in the program that I used to have to introduce, the voice in my head said, Oh, good. My turn to speak. Then instead of lurking on Facebook, reading and responding to other people's posts, I began to write my own. I pitched myself to podcasts. I started my own live streaming TV show. I sat my butt down for 4 years to write a book, and I became a speaker myself, as you can see. When you let go of the fear of speaking, the audience becomes friendly. You can go deeper inside yourself and bring up something for the benefit of everyone, not just in spite of their presence, but because of it. Will you get more visibility as an expert in your field? Sure. More followers, clients, and customers? Of course. But it's more than that. Getting over your fear of speaking is its own kind of therapy. Through the process, you clear all the stuff from the past that may be holding you back in unseen ways. It completely transformed my life, and it can transform yours. Best of all, you'll have the pleasure of experiencing the best version of yourself, because on the other side of fear is you. Thank you.